Famous by ministers. The Attorney General.
Thank you very much, Speaker. And I rise in the House today to recognize Ontario's first Access to Justice Week. Speaker, it's my great introduction, honor, first of all, to introduce some special guests who are visiting for this occasion. I want to welcome Sheena Ware, who's the Director of Public Affairs at the Law Society of Upper Canada, a friend of all. John Callahan, who's a bencher at the Law Society of Upper Canada, Sabrina Delhon, Manager of the Action Group on Access to Justice, TAG, welcome, and Aaron Dan Hartog, who's an Advisor of Public Affairs at the Law Society of Upper Canada, and welcome all our friends today. Speaker, as the Attorney General, the issue of access to justice is incredibly important to me, and it should be to all members. In all of its forms, access to justice is the most central and relevant challenge facing the broader legal community today. We must always be working to ensure that all people enjoy the same advantages in our justice system, regardless of financial means, geography, ethnicity, sexuality, or gender identity or expression. The Action Group on Access to Justice's recent report entitled Public Perceptions of Access to Justice in Ontario that was conducted by Abacus Data makes this very clear. 78% of the people who participated in the study said they felt Ontario's justice system was old-fashioned. About 70% of people said it was intimidating and confusing. 4 in 10 people said they do not believe they have equal and fair access to the justice system. Speaker, it is clear that the status quo is not working. The reality is that our justice system and our services are not always modern and accessible, which people expect and deserve. We need to shake things up. Speaker, I'm excited by this challenge because I believe that we have an amazing opportunity to use technology in a way to make our justice system work better for all people. Used in the right way, technology and digital innovation can make information, ideas, and services more accessible. It can open doors that are usually closed or are only open to an elite few. It's about ensuring wherever possible that justice services are accessible and user-friendly for the public and members of the legal community. That is why a key part of the solution is modernizing old-school justice processes and the way we deliver our services. Having grown up in the Internet generation, I'm inspired and excited about the opportunities that are available to us now. Speaker, one can already do day-to-day banking on our smartphones. You can buy groceries online without ever setting foot in a store, or you can even get a master's degree online today. Speaker, it is time we provided the same convenience for justice services. I'm here today to tell you that we are on our way. This means examining processes and procedures that are largely paper-based and currently delivered in person, and taking a hard look at court and tribunal operations that frankly were designed in another era for another era. A big focus of my mandate as the Attorney General is on using digital innovation to provide more accessible, responsive, and easy-to-use justice services for Ontarians. And although it will take time, my ministry has started laying the groundwork for the next generation of justice services. Speaker, I would argue that to be successful at increasing access to justice through digital innovation and technology, it is essential for government to engage with organizations, innovators, and the private sector. That is why my ministry is supporting Ryerson University's Access to Justice Challenge, led by the Legal Innovation Zone, a co-working space and incubator for people whose ideas will help change the status quo of Canada's legal system. The Legal Innovation Zone helps support, foster, and develop solutions and technologies that aim to improve the justice system and legal services. In July, 6 startups were chosen to work in the Ryerson Incubator for 4 months. During this time, they'll have access to mentors, advisors, and other resources that can help them grow their companies. In early December, 3 of these startups will be chosen to receive seed funding to get their projects off the ground. This is exactly the kind of thing we should be trying to foster in the justice system. New ways of thinking, new ways of working together, tapping new sources of energy and expertise. Speaker, my ministry has taken some first steps to introduce digital innovation in the court system. Last year, in partnership with the courts, we made it possible for people to submit all small claims online. Since then, almost 50% of all claims are now being filed online. In many cases, people filing claims are even able to obtain a judgment online, meaning that they never have to set foot in a courthouse. And earlier this spring, we rolled out an online service for setting up and updating straightforward child support payments. 100 applications have been received through the new service to date. This means that instead of filing out lengthy court forms and spending hours in court lines and hearings, parents can focus on what matters most, their children. Moving these straightforward claims and cases out of court also frees up valuable court time that can be used to deal with more urgent and complex cases. We're also working to increase remote video capacity in our bail courts and our correctional institutions. In 2014, we launched a new service in partnership with the judiciary to make daily court lists available online as well. Now, over 1 million visitors a year go to ontariocourtdates.ca to find out where and when they need to go to court instead of having to go into a courthouse. Speaker, the Ministry of the Attorney General is also working with the Safety, Licensing, Appeals and Standards Tribunals Ontario to modernize the Automobile Accident Benefit Service launched this past April. This independent dispute resolution system helps people who have been injured in a motor vehicle accident and have had their claim denied by an insurance company appeal that decision. Work is now underway to develop an e-filing tool for this service, reducing the amount of paperwork that needs to be filled out and speeding up response times to claims. This will help people move forward with their lives sooner. These are gradual steps, Speaker, but it's just the beginning. Over the next 2 years, more online services will be available aimed at making it easier for even more people who use our justice system to complete transactions without having to visit a courthouse or handle a lot of paperwork. Work is already underway to expand online filing to civil claims in the Superior Court of Justice. Documents filed for civil claims make up about 1/3 of all documents filed in our courts today. So you can imagine, Speaker, that's a lot of paper. Following the success of our e-filing tool for small claims court, we expect that people filing civil claims will experience quicker turnaround times for court documents, a faster and more efficient way to file forms and pay fees, and fewer trips to the courthouse. On the family law side, Speaker, based on the latest census information, 4 in 10 first marriages end in divorce in Canada. And while that is extremely unfortunate, we don't want to add to people's stress at such a difficult time by making the process of getting a divorce cumbersome, time-consuming, and hard to understand. That is why, Speaker, I have asked my ministry to look at whether we can make this process easier and less expensive by making the filing process of divorce available online as well. Nearly 30,000 divorce claims are filed with the court each year. Many of these cases are fairly straightforward and shouldn't require a court hearing. Now, just to be clear, Speaker, we are in the very early stages of this project, but it is something that we have identified as a priority within the ministry. Speaker, we also want to modernize our jury processes. Each year, over 500,000 people across the province are engaged in processes related to jury duty. We recognize the valuable public duty that jurors perform, and we appreciate their dedication and the time that they spend away from their regular lives. So we want to ensure that the overall experience is fast, simple, and as convenient as possible. Some of the things we are considering include completing the eligibility questionnaire online instead of by mail, and making it easier for jurors and prospective jurors to find out when and where they have to attend court. To do this, we are now gathering information about what services and expertise are available in the marketplace. Our next step will be to assess what we have learned and to determine how to move forward. Speaker, while that is by no means the extent of the work we are doing, you can see how the use of new technology is at the forefront of our thinking. I'm truly excited about all of these future opportunities, and I believe that each one of them will work to make our justice system and our justice services more accessible for all. Speaker, I want to thank all our justice sector partners who engaged in many activities this week in the Access to Justice Week, and we look forward to working together to make sure that our justice system is accessible to all Ontarians. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.